Well, afternoon and welcome once again to Gaming Under the Influence. I'm Mike, coming to you with Alex under the GreenDragonCVR brand to talk to you again about video games on Saturday, February the 6th. I can't believe it's the 6th. Can you?
Holy crap, man. Time's been flying. It's been nuts.
It's been a little bit messed up.
January just flew by. The last few months prior to that, I feel like just melted away, and here we are, 2021. It's already the second month. What the hell? And
it's extraordinary. I'm afraid to fucking hear myself saying this exact thing on this recording in 12 months' time or something like that, you know? But, in the meantime, we can get back into the kind of little bit of a slow month that's been January and fucking
so far
slow month that will be February, but
2021 so far has been, pretty slow and lax. But
tends to be in these periods, although I do remember in 2019
sense.
we got like Resident Evil 2 and Kingdom Hearts already by this time. It was a good year.
Wasn't Kingdom Hearts? Wasn't that in like 2019?
2019, yeah. That's what I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
I don't know about last year, but yeah, 2019 was a good early year. Very
Resident Evil
irregular.
3, yeah, that's right.
That's probably why we decided to start this project around that time.
That's right, we did.
Excuse me. But there are, as we have said, a bunch of fucking great AA games that might even be better than, in the grand scheme of things, objectively, even lacking the fucking big budget and flashy graphics. I think they might objectively be better games in some cases. And, actually, we're not really qualified to tell you at this point. We haven't delved deep enough into any of those AA games to tell you yet. But what we did do this week was play a bunch of Nioh together, as well as a couple of other things. And I'll let you first talk about what other stuff you've been playing before I get into mine. And then let's talk about a bit of Nioh, a bit of a primer for those folks who are just getting into it now, or people like us who put it down for fucking 6 months and picked it up again to be, dumbfounded by the profundity of mechanics. Just gratuitous, overflowing fucking abundance of mechanics. It just chokes you. You're like, what the fuck is going on? In your mind as soon as you jump in. It's very much not like a Metroidvania or Death Stranding. It doesn't have that same degree of intuitivity,
Yeah, sort of jump in and then the muscle
like
memory
riding a bike.
just
It's not like
in.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like that.
We'll definitely get into that. I guess this so kind of like a continuation of last week where we saw these AA titles on the horizon. So the Werewolf game, which I haven't played, but you have. I jumped into Ys a little bit. Ys IX, Monstrum Nox, I think it's called. And I just barely played it. I maybe scratched the surface a little bit. I played about an hour and a half, 2 hours of streaming on Twitch. But it seems like it's nowhere... I feel like I almost can't say anything about it because it's just not enough time playing with it, right?
Yeah.
It's what, like you said, probably a 50-hour RPG, and I
heard about 50. Yeah.
Just started fucking getting into it, right?
Yeah, I played about the same as you and about the same for Werewolf, which is why I said maybe we'll save those for another fucking episode.
We could briefly touch upon it. I like the combat and everything seemed cool. Yeah, there's a lot of story bits that I feel like I was sort of trying to take it all in, but there's a lot going on there. In any case,
a lot of references to the previous games, even in the first few minutes.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because I believe the character is the same character from 7, 8. It seems like, despite being the 9th entry in the series, it's not quite like Final Fantasy where each one's like a different thing.
No, I don't think so. Yeah,
somewhat continuations.
It seems so.
Right?
Yeah, I bet you if I could be mistaken, but it seems like from my knowledge of and my brief experience with the past few games that it's almost something of the last few games are something of a trilogy, like. Oh,
okay.
And I don't know if you've seen that scene in the game early on where you're being interrogated by that. Yeah. She's talking to you about your previous adventures and shit.
Yeah, so you kind of picked up on that a little bit, but I wasn't too sure.
I think I know enough about them to know that she was referring to the premises of the previous 2 games. So that's why I'm saying maybe those ones are intimately related.
So this could be like the trilogy, like the third one.
Excuse me. Yeah, they were all made on similar technology and stuff like that, unlike like Ys Origins, which is an older game,
right,
featuring different characters. I'm not really qualified to tell you actually, but yeah, that's sick, man. I'm
the combat's cool. I like it.
I like that too.
One thing I wanted to mention was that so there's like 6 difficulty levels or some bullshit like that, and I noticed on normal it seems very easy. Like I might try hard, even though like I've said in the past that like I don't do that kind of shit.
It seems like that might be the most.
But it seems like
one, right?
Exactly, like it might be too easy on normal, so I might bump it up. Plus you can change at any time, so that's not really a big deal. But it seems that from the research I did that a lot of people claim Nightmare to be sort of like the de facto like difficult.
Oh, true. What is that? The double hard or whatever?
I think it's I think there's like easy, normal, hard, nightmare. And then there's two more after that are like totally.
That sounds about
but
right.
I think nightmares is sort of like the unofficial normal difficulty, right? In any case, what I'm trying to say. So I don't know if I'll go up to there, but I kind of want to experiment a little bit and see if I can find what like would be a nice balance. But also like, if it's a 50-hour game, I'm not down to like struggle too much either, right? Maybe there are some hardcore Ys veterans who are like down for some shit. I'd love to know, right? I have no idea. I'm pretty new to this
just for expedience sake, but like just blasting through a game like that might be advantageous. I don't want to struggle.
That's the thing, right?
I'm not there for that.
Maybe I don't want it to be too easy, but at the same time, I don't want to struggle. So there's got to be like a nice happy medium, right?
Yeah, definitely.
We'll find it and we'll report back to you.
For sure, man.
Some
what
point.
else have you been playing?
Other than that, I've just been jamming in Final Fantasy X a little bit.
Nice.
It's been my go-to sort of like casual. I play a couple minutes at night, late at night before bed. And the one thing that game did to me specifically was just the soundtrack. Like totally infiltrated my brain, like fucking like an earwig, just crawling in there and fucking laying eggs. Like I can't stop thinking about and listening to it over and over, like all the Besaid theme and all the.
There's a chill remix that I really like. This guy did the whole soundtrack.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Yeah, something about it, like just fucking. I've been listening to it a lot. It's so Final Fantasy X has had some staying power in my brain lately.
Oh, that game made my.
But
that was a life-changing game for me. I love that game.
Yeah, it's not really a surprise,
Blew
right?
my
Like,
mind,
exploded
my.
So
mind.
I'd love to like sort of slowly work through that over the next.
We should just play
weeks.
that for like the next 4 months and fuck everything else, you know?
Yeah, I know, right? Honestly.
Until Resident Evil comes out or something. But that's cool, man. I'm glad to hear you've been enjoying those two fucking JRPGs. I love Final Fantasy X, and I'm interested in playing more of Ys IX myself. So hopefully we'll be able to talk about that more in the coming weeks.
Fuck yeah.
But, in the meantime, I played a little bit of Werewolf by Cyanide Games. I fucking was looking forward to this one.
What's in the full title?
Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a mouthful.
Sorry, I didn't fucking remember.
No, not at all. And yeah, man, I like games like this. I like Vampire. I liked Maneater. You know, I guess you call them high concept fucking monster games. You know, they don't really rely, although Vampire definitely did on the strength of its characters and stuff like that.
That was an
in
outlier.
their premise, they're like, yeah, you're a fucking vampire. You're in London. Like what it's based on is, despite the fact that it may have good characters, it's like more first and foremost riding on the fucking, you know, the whole thing is based on the concept, right? Mm-hmm. And so I enjoy those games. I love monster stuff for the reasons I've discussed before. It seems like there's like an almost like primordial, like fucking philosophic attitude to them. They're not interested in saying stuff about humanity and like fucking social issues. They instead like fucking, whether they're trying to or not, they just like fucking plop some shit down in front of you, and it's usually like a fucking really clear view of like, you know, physical reality, so to speak, right? Real
like
reality.
Revenge is bad, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Not like that, no. So it's pretty cool.
Or fucking, what was it? Don't be a mean dad.
Yeah, don't be a bad dad. Yeah, me and Kratos, we were pretty much in the same place. He murdered the gods of Olympus, and I had a kid, you know, we were both...
And I yelled at my son. Yeah, that's pretty comparable, I guess. Let's not even go there.
But Werewolf seems to have characters and a story, etc., but I'm not here for that, man. I'm here for the world building and for the fucking awesome werewolf combat. Right. World building is fucking riding on the strength of the fucking tabletop RPG.
That's based
Werewolf
on, right?
the Apocalypse, yeah, that it's based on.
That's cool.
In the
I
same
didn't know that
universe
until
as,
like a couple weeks ago. That's interesting.
And it seems like the guys, I watch them on Twitter, they're pretty well versed in the lore of the universe, and it's pretty cool and interesting. So I'm stoked about that. The gameplay seems to fucking, you know, kind of go between you being a dude, like sneaking around with a crossbow, stealthing people.
Oh, so when you're a guy, is it mostly stealth?
Yes.
And then you...
Yes. In combat, like anytime there's open combat, you switch to your werewolf form and you fuck people up.
Right, okay.
And the combat's pretty cool and punchy. You can jump around, you can like leap across the room, you can fucking, you know.
Is it like, I guess, without turning into a werewolf, you are pretty much powered? Like, you can't take on the dudes as a human, right? Is that why you're stealthing? Like,
when you go into combat, it transforms.
Okay,
into
just,
werewolf,
I see.
Yeah. But while you're fucking sneaking around as a dude, you can definitely shoot them with a crossbow and stuff like that, but you can't like fight them.
But you can't fight them, yeah. They would probably just mow you down, right?
And you have like a wolf form where you sneak around as like an actual wolf and hide and...
Oh, that's cool.
you can take guys down in stealth form that way.
So the wolf, there's like human form, wolf form, and werewolf. Like those are okay. So there's 3, not 2.
That's right. Excuse me.
Yeah, I would down to try. This
Yeah, it's
game.
cool. Like, I really like the combat. It's in those moments when I'm like, yeah, this is when I'm, why I know that I'm fucking here. But if I had to choose, of course, like, you'd expect me to say, like, I don't want stealth segments in a game, man. I think, like, if it's up to me, if it's not a stealth game, if
it's not like a Metal Gear Solid
or something like that, or Metal Gear, like, I don't want stealth options in my game.
Right.
I just, for me, that's...
Or at least having the option, not that you have to.
Yeah, but I mean, like, why? Just pick what you're doing. Go with it. This is a werewolf game,
yeah.
bro. I'm down for that.
I mean, I guess it's just better than being forced into it if you have the option.
No,
you don't have
I agree with
right?
you for sure. Yeah, it is like
but
that.
I see what you're saying.
It doesn't seem like, although in the very early tutorial segments, you can see in our footage, like there's a part where you have to stealth past a bunch of guys, and I was just like tired at night. Was, like, I don't even fucking gotta pay attention to the parameters of all this stuff, and I don't want to, man. I want to be a werewolf.
I think I'm slightly more okay with stealth stuff. Only because like I fucking love Metal Gear Solid games. I like fucking even like Splinter Cell, sneaking around, and shit
I do like
that.
stealth.
I'm a little partial to it
like,
in general, but I agree. Yeah, when it's kind of out of place in a game like that, like there's none of that shit in like Maneater. How do you fucking do that, right?
Yeah, I just don't think that that's the fucking main draw of this, and that really that it adds anything to sneaking around. To me, it's just like one of those gamey moments where it's something between me and what I'm actually trying to see and do here.
Right.
It's not
so
what
that would be a little bit of a knock, I guess, on this one, right?
Yeah. So that's like immediately right away, like, I guess that would be the difference between me playing like Maneater and like 2 seconds in, you're like, this is fucking sick. You get it immediately. Even if you're a little shark sneaking around crocodiles, it's kind of hard and shit like that, but like it clicks. It's so clear and vivid. Like,
it feels, But
here I'm like, okay, I'm this dude, and he's talking about his daughter who, okay, I gotta go save her, and I'm sneaking. I'm sneaking. Oh, I got caught. Gotta go back. Okay, and I'm sneaking. Oh, I got caught. Gotta go back. I got back caught like 6 times.
Yeah.
I was just like, can I just murder all these people?
I'm a werewolf.
This, like, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So there's that. But again, I don't really, these are conventions that probably are required as engines for any fucking story in many cases. And like, I'm willing to tolerate it to
gotta pull you along
the high
somehow
concept in the lore. Like, I really like the fact that they're even making games like this. So even if I don't fucking, I'm not partial to these little details, which to my mind wouldn't even be here if they weren't trying to imitate AAA games in the first place.
Yeah, that's fair.
The whole thing does appeal to me, and I'm going to get back into it more for sure. And otherwise, I played Blasphemous. I talked about.
I think
I don't know if I talked about that fucking last week. Actually,
I think we did, but
last Saturday.
To be honest, I can't remember.
I'm not going to get too deep into it, but it is fucking beautiful and fantastic. It's everything that I would want in a game, honestly. Like in its format and like the way the mechanics are handled, it's great. Man.
Yeah, I remember seeing the cover a long time ago when it first came out, but I didn't know anything about it, and for some reason, it didn't appeal to me until you told me and showed me the footage that. Yeah. It's essentially looks and plays like a Bloodstain.
Yeah, it's
something along the Metrovania.
Dark
exactly.
Souls style game. Yeah, maybe more.
Right away,
it
kind of. I kind of started to feel a little bit more appeal to it, right? So I might give that a shot at some point too. That's cool.
I'll even lend you a copy just so we can cover it if you want.
Fuck down.
It's sick, man. It's great, and the fucking art and lore is incredible. So we'll leave that aside for now, and we'll get to the fucking meat of this episode because we're already wading in pretty deep here, aren't we?
Yeah, that's okay. We're gonna.
And what we did play together this week, and what I played a little bit before that, was fucking Nioh 2, man.
Fucking Nioh 2.
Getting back into Nioh 2.
This was like kind of a.
We ragged on this game
because whim. Yeah, this was kind of just a impulse decision too, because I haven't really been paying attention. Like I heard rumblings about a Nioh collection coming to PS5, but I wasn't clear on if it was just 2 or if it was 1 and 2. Obviously now we found out it's the 1 and 2, both games. Remastered sort of for the PS5, right? Better graphics, 60 FPS, all the fixings, right? That, whatever. And you had mentioned it to me, and we just kind of decided to get in. But you're right, we did kind of rag on. We've kind of been flip-floppy about
always
this game.
Good. I always like Nioh. It's just that I don't fucking
the
incline towards the
and some of the
grindcore But impressions can be deceiving because. I may have mentioned this before, but it seems like fucking Nioh handles the loot much better than initial presumptions fucking led me to believe,
Yeah, that was my initial take when we started playing back in April.
I was like, oh my god, I gotta go through my menu all the time, but now literally, like, you don't have to, right?
You don't have to, yeah.
you have the ability after you fucking receive a set, I believe, either receive it or dismantle it. I'm not sure what the condition is because I dismantle everything, but you do that and you can reconstruct it at whatever level you are, and using the appropriate materials, you can get a purple roll.
So it's almost like, I guess, everything you've either, what did you say, either dismantled,
either dismantled or just
received.
Yeah.
It's like you have the fucking the library of shit that you can just concoct it. So you don't have to worry too much about like accidentally losing an item. Oh my god! You know what I mean?
You can probably make a better one right away anyway.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And the cool thing is like depending on the materials that you spend, you get a better rarity, and the rarity determines what sort of fucking bonus you'll have on it. Like the white one might have its characteristic. Like I like the Shinobi set. I rebuild that one because it has the highest ninjutsu bonuses, and even the basic white one will have +7 ninjutsu or whatever the fuck. So you can go with it if you need to, no big deal.
Damn.
But the purple one can have life steal or some fucking crazy shit like +12 shuriken damage or something. So you might want to invest your better materials in building a new set for yourself every 10 levels or something like that.
Yeah.
The important thing to me though is that now I can go into the fucking level and I can just turn off my fucking brain in terms of the loot. Fuck loot. I just get everything that I need. The only thing I check is if the weapons, the 2 weapon classes that I use, if I got better ones, and if not, I fucking literally just dismantle everything. Yeah. And then rebuild every little while. I rebuild a new set for myself. And because I've been doing that, I have more than enough materials, more than enough money, So you just, it's a great way, like, you can fucking, the loot game is to, like, I see even for me, it's an engine. Like, you're constantly collecting it, it's great. Like, I go over to it, I'm like, great, more materials, It doesn't trivialize the loot, but at the same time, it doesn't impose that fucking artificial fucking, element of concern on you that you have to, like, constantly be looking for fucking...
Yeah, you don't really have to concern yourself too much with that shit, right? Like you said, you find a set or weapons you generally like and you just... remake them because everything's stored as a blueprint, like you said. It's just
and everything's recyclable too. Nothing's wasted, right? So even if you get something you don't want, it's a purple fucking weapon you're never going to use, or a heavy armor set.
You take the material from it, right?
I'll just use it to make into a new Shinobi set for myself at level 90 when I get there, right? Like
beautiful,
that kind of shit. So it's good.
So it's the perfect, which is funny because the last couple weeks in a row, I specifically remember saying we should find something multiplayer that we can jam into for these sort of. If there's certain weeks where there's nothing for us to really get into too much, and it's hard to like really focus on something that doesn't grab you, like we say, and something's not like, like you're playing Werewolf and you like it, and we'll offer obviously some kind of, hopefully some kind of input on it, but if it doesn't like grab you and really, make you like start writing and fucking, it's nice to have something to fall back that we can kind of just even just enjoy casually, right? And this is probably it.
I like
ideally
Nioh in theory,
like think
just in
about
so
it
many different ways. Like I like the genre, I like the lore, I like, even like though the mechanics, like again, I prefer less loot, but if you're gonna have loot, then what does it mean that you streamline it in this fashion? You let people cut through it, like it's not a bad mechanic then, really, right?
To be fair, I don't play... the only, loot style games I've played in the last couple of years probably are Nioh 2 and maybe The Division. And I don't remember how it's handled in the Division. Is it the same shit? Like, how do they...
Probably most of them have this kind of shit in it now.
Right, I was going to say, like, this is probably...
Pretty standard, but probably they impose more barriers to you doing it. Like when I used to play Destiny, you couldn't fucking easily convert. Like, you had to upgrade like a gun, you have to fucking have the same kind of gun, and you'd have to like, it was almost like it's in Nioh right now. Like when you want to upgrade a weapon without fucking making a new one, it's expensive and difficult. It uses a lot of resources. You can only try once or twice, and oftentimes the results won't be exactly what you want. You'll waste your shit.
Okay.
And it was like that. That's usually how it's handled in RPGs. But that's why in Nioh even, like there's this other avenue where like it's almost like they're saying fucking don't attach yourself specifically to this one piece of loot, even if you like the set, Right. Just go after the set constantly, which is nice. It's a more abstract level of concern, and it makes like whatever you're equipped with right now seem almost like a circumstance that you're constantly shuffling through. So, it's a mathematical. There's still like this artificiality to it, but I guess it makes the loot into something more logical to my mind.
One thing, obviously, it's not tied to any kind of monetization. There's not there's not any microtransactions, so it doesn't feel bunged out or like bloated in that sense. Where it's
if this was a Western game, can you imagine?
That's what I'm saying. When you said brought up Destiny, I was gonna say if it's fucking Western, right? They got all kinds of whatever, but it's too bad because I like you, I know you do too. Like I like Destiny. I think it would be you know,
I constantly think of going back to it 'cause it's beautiful, you know?
Yeah.
Such a nice world to be in, but like that playing through that kind of thing, like
yeah. Stick with Nioh.
Yeah. And it's great, man. I really do enjoy that about it, the way they fucking handle the loot. And
Besides
on top of
that, fucking like the collection on the PS5 is sick, and I'm surprised that it came with Nioh 1 remaster as well. I thought it would just be 2, right? Or they would just update it. I guess they package it together so they can sell it again at full price. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
which is totally fine. I'm fucking down because
I'm down too.
We get both games, both discs in one package. Fully fucking updated on the PS5. You see how fast it loads? Nioh 2 on the PS5 loads instantly. The fucking text on the loading screen, it gives you the option to read it because you have to hit X to go into the thing. But if it didn't have that, you wouldn't be able to read the first fucking 3 words. Like, it's fast, man.
It's sick.
Oh, it reminds me of like Demon Souls. I love how quickly everything's snappy, right? Everything on the PS5, of course, right? Yeah. I played more of that game on my PS5 than probably any other game, to be fair. Yeah. Like, I didn't really get into Valhalla too much. Miles Morales I played a little bit, but
I got pretty into
it. Still blows my mind how fast the fucking loading shit is. It's cool, man.
Me too. It's crazy.
And that was one of the things that pissed me off. Well, not pissed me off, but you know, we dealt with back in April when Nioh 2 came out on the PS4.
Because there's a lot of going in and out of fucking games. That's why we have to look into the next time we play if. You know, there's a mode where you can kind of do like Remnant, like we were saying, where I join your game, and when I die, I just wait for you at the shrine. I don't have to fucking wait for you to resummon me or something.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause it takes a lot of effort to constantly.
Yeah. Especially the other night we were we were both playing on we were both streaming, and it was like we were fucking amateur hour, man. We kept dying, and I walked right off the edge of the fucking map. Yeah. Just like not paying attention. I don't know, just like a fucking idiot, but. Made for some fun moments. It was a fun time.
Yeah, it was good times, man. It was a fun time for sure. Yeah. We're gonna get back into it again, but
I feel like it's a little bit what's the fucking word? Getting back into it is very fucking.
It's a bit dense.
It's like a little intimidating because there's a few things I don't remember with like the soul cores and stuff, but
it would be good to discuss for the benefit of all of, like we said before, the individuals just getting back into this. Yeah, like
that's what I mean. Yeah, like I want to.
After our lengthy fucking introduction, here's the meat of it, isn't it?
Right, pretty much. I want to kind of refresh myself actually with it because I feel like a dummy. I was playing it last night and a bit today, but like, how do you know the soul cores? You get those you pick them up from defeating bosses and enemies, right? They drop those soul cores, and then you can attach them and equip them and use their attacks, right? Is that when you hold R2?
Yeah, you hold R1 or R2, and either it's square, triangle, or whatever. But there's also other shit because the fucking Guardian Spirit that you have equipped.
That's what I was gonna ask.
He gives you bonuses to your stats as well. I'm pretty sure.
I forgot how to change those. I gotta check later.
Yeah, you fucking have to go to attune Guardian Spirit there at the shrine, and you can equip soul cores to your Guardian Spirit. He has either 2 or 3 slots, you know. And then it shows you what the attack is for your Guardian Spirit and the defense. In addition to, like, you have the moves and stuff, but even if you don't like the moves, you might want to equip a soul core because it gives you better stats.
Because it gives you stats, right? Yeah.
That's right, yeah. So you do have that option. That's one thing to consider for sure. And there's 3 different types of Guardian Spirits as well. Like, there's a bunch of different ones, tons of them, yes, but there's 3 main types, and those determine when you do your yokai shit, like, not only what fucking counter you'll get, but what form you get when you transform. And
right.
The counter is important because the feral one allows you to cancel attacks, you know? So, like, you can fucking just go ham on bosses, and if you have enough purple to dodge or to do a yokai counter, you can use that to, like, at any point, you know, just fucking
back away
blast
and
out of the way.
Yeah.
Get a few iframes in a situation where you otherwise couldn't dodge because you were locked in.
Do you block at all?
No.
Fucking, I don't even know why I asked. You never block. And I was thinking about that today because I was playing and I was blocking a lot, and I was like, I followed your advice in Demon Souls, and I beat the fucking game. Yeah. And I hardly blocked. Like, I mean, obviously I did, but you do, right? But
sometimes, like, you can parry and stuff. It's worth it to parry sometimes, But parry was not like, it's not like Sekiro where that's a primary mechanic. It's more
exactly.
Like situational.
Yeah.
It's bullshit, right? I don't fucking bother when it seems like they, you know, it's like a get out of jail free card for certain situations.
Right.
Then what the fuck's the point? You'd rather just learn the universally applicable mechanic, right? Like,
that just works in every situation. Yeah, exactly.
To me,
makes sense.
Although I heard if you learn to parry in Bloodborne, it becomes substantially like an easier game, right? Like that Orphan of Coast boss that I struggled so much
maybe
on,
because you stagger them, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you,
But
Like or what's it called? The visceral attack probably just does a ton of damage,
exactly,
right?
Yeah. But all that aside, like blocking in this game, I think there is a parry too, but I think the middle stance is to block and parry. That's for the red charged attacks, but you could also just counter or parry most attacks. I'm pretty sure you have to unlock something special within your skill trees to give you any real benefit for doing so, but you can parry. And I think if you time it correctly, you probably won't lose as much stamina. You can do it. You can play it like Sekiro, I bet you, you know?
Probably.
It's possible, but I really don't think the benefits to doing so, like, they add a key pulse on your dodge. Why the fuck do you get a key pulse on your block? No, you're just wasting stamina. So
exactly. Why would you do it?
You can just attack and dodge instead.
And then dodge, and then get your stamina back. It seems, it's definitely, when you put it like that, it seems to favor the...
It seems like maybe I could miss something, and, you know, a theory crafter might better understand it, but to my mind, that's always how
That's true. At the end of the day, there's a lot there. But that's another, you know, good thing. That's a cool thing about the game, is that there's so many options to, you know, build your character and play. And
it's more mechanically involved. Like, it's hard to get your fingers around, your mind around first, but like once you get into it, you know, especially switching stances.
That's what would kind of I was kind of doubting, right? Because it was just like, fuck, this is a lot to take in. And for some reason, X is dodge, which is like,
that's a pain in the
totally
ass.
throws me off. And even like, I tried to rebind my controls, but it gets all fucked up when you do that.
That's why, like,
you can't do it, because I tried to rebind attack to R1 and then strong attack to R2 to make it like Souls, right? But then because you hold R1 and hit switch the stances, you can't. You gotta fucking change it. I was like, I'm not doing this. Fuck it. I'll just get used to it, right?
Yeah.
But it's a little bit daunting at first, right?
It does trick you a bit at first, for sure.
So I'm no amateur. I'll get into it and figure it out. But
it's mechanically more complicated than most Souls like this.
Yeah.
Especially the stance thing. You essentially, instead of fucking having 2 different movesets on your weapon, you have 2 times 3 because of your 3 different stances.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They all have different purposes, and the dodge cadence is different in each stance, and the weapon swing is different. But it's also pretty logical, right? Like when you're using that Kusarigama thing with the chain and the ball. Like when you're in high stance, he swings it above his head, and in middle he swings it here, and then he does it low, and you know, and you notice you just get faster or slower as you go up or down the stances. But at high stance,
at least that's universal, pretty much, right? It's like it's sort of like some kind of tier where like the top stance, upper stance is like
it's the break
slow,
guys.
but like really fucking heavy attacks, and then it goes down. You know,
the dodges are very different though. It's like the fucking
that's a weird thing.
The high stance is like a Dark Souls roll, and the low one is like a little step.
It's like
it's really cool.
Burst.
Probably one of the hardest things is learning to just like wait after your attack, that split second it takes to do your key fucking pulse, and in that time you realize you can switch your fucking to your different stance, you know, like it only takes a second, right?
You're
gonna do it
putting all that together in your mind and executing it, right?
Like in theory you should fucking, every time you're gonna attack, you should switch to, because you're pressing triangle or square anyways, all you have to do is press R1 while you're doing it, and you switch to the attack stance.
But what's the benefit of switching stances mid combo? Like,
oh, well, you get a key pulse when you switch stance if you just put a point into it, but also because when you switch and attack, you actually do more damage and fucking break the guy faster, right? If you're attacking in low, it's like hitting him with a fucking foam bat.
If anyone's never played Nioh, a key pulse is when you fucking regain your stamina after attacking.
It's like the regain mechanic in Bloodborne for your health, except here it's for stamina.
You have to time it at the right moment. Or there's like a window,
actually, you know what
right?
The closest analog is in Gears of War, where you're reloading your weapon.
Reload,
active reload, exactly like that.
Except there's there is a visual representation. It's
exactly, the red bar.
It's around your fucking... it's around your character, like
on your stamina bar too. It's exactly like
really?
Gears of War. Yeah, it turns like red a little bit, and you can regain the red portion. You have to press it when your stamina bar is usually green.
I didn't notice
and as you expend it, part turns red. When that part turns green again is when you're supposed to hit it. That's also when those little dots.
I was always looking at the character.
Yeah,
like blue
it has
swirls,
that
same
too.
Thing.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, both of them are visual indicators, but it's like it aped Gears of War so closely in that regard. So that's kind of a neat little connection.
Look at that.
Yeah.
But back when Gears of War was a good game.
Yeah, man. And there's even things later on that you can do, like, I'm pretty sure some of the weapons have shit like if you switch stances, it throws an attack in for you or something like that. You know, shit like that. Yeah. Even weapons, if you switch weapons, it could throw in an attack.
Which that just like just totally raises like the skill
Yeah,
ceiling, I
like,
guess, if
think
you
of what
will.
you
like,
can do, you know?
There's so many options. There's
It's really
so
like
much,
a fighting game. It's like a Ninja Gaiden game in that sense. It's really deep, yeah. But you know, by and by, you can get by just realizing that X is dodge, square and triangle are to attack. So in theory, you should press R1 before you do any action because it'll put you in the appropriate stance, and then you can fucking get out of there. And always wait a second before you press R1 because then you get all your stamina back, and that's...
Yeah, that's why I had that like feeling where I was like, you know, we dropped it for some reason back, and I felt sort of...
Yeah, it's discouraging a bit.
I felt a little bit discouraged. Plus, there were some good games coming out, I'm sure, that, you know, sort of took us away from that. But now...
Yeah, Final Fantasy came out.
There you go. That was my game of the year. And then here we are in February, and the prospect of it coming out back on the PS5 was just fucking... I don't know. I'm so excited for it. I'm thrilled about it right now. Like I'm fucking so down to just jam out Nioh and have that like sort of you just be, you know, like a casual side thing that we can jump into at any time and play together.
It's great for that.
We don't play a lot of multiplayer games, so we never fucking we talk fucking hours about video games every week, right? And you know, we don't play a lot together, so that's cool, right? I'm down for that.
Yeah, it's cool to be able to do that.
If anybody is a fucking Nioh fan and is listening to this, you want to play some fucking Nioh with us, or if you want to fucking learn the game.
I really wish that you could just
you know,
you could just co-op with somebody that hadn't beat the level yet, you know?
Oh yeah, that's the problem, right?
Yeah, that's a bit of a pain. Like, I understand the convention, but you let me co-op with somebody else. So from my perspective,
so hold on, but doesn't that mean because the levels we were doing, I hadn't beaten, but you did.
I did, so I can join you. Yeah,
but I mean, if you beat the game or whatever, that means you can co-op with.
Yeah, that's right. But suppose we want to just play through it together, we can't do it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Which is like,
from the start, you're saying like, yeah, that is a fucking bummer.
Why? Like, it seems so fucking arbitrary. Let me play with some other guy.
I don't think I'd be able to get through it without co-op with you, honestly.
I'm down to play co-op anyways. That's sick. I like that. And I actually fucking get a level out of playing that every time too, so that's pretty good.
So that works. Badass. Fucking 2021 in February. We're playing Nioh again. That's sick though.
It is pretty good, and the story is cool. We talked about this in the past, but it's some
honestly,
fucking...
I don't even pay attention to it.
It's some historical fiction. There's like some character called Hideyoshi who was a retainer for that Nobunaga guy. And they split him up into two characters, you know?
Yeah.
And now, like, your guy's fighting the other version of, like, the other part of Hideyoshi, you know? At the part in the story where he betrays Nobunaga and all this crazy shit happens. But, you know, overall, it's a great game, man. Like, it is intimidating to get back into, not the least for the reasons we were just discussing. And, like, you know, there's the stances, there's things like the fucking yokai burst and fucking all of the soul cores.
I gotta brush up on some of that shit.
Yeah,
I'm still a little bit, you know.
Yeah, man. And on top of that, there's all the looter mechanics wherein you can fucking recycle all of your gear and make new gear and fucking change the abilities on the gear. And, you know, it's as involved as any fucking MMO in that sense in terms of your loot, right? So
right.
There's a lot to concern yourself with and master there. And yeah, it's a great game overall. Like, there's hundreds and hundreds of hours of content in that fucking collection, actually. If you care about that kind of thing, man, boy, is there ever. You know, each game has probably like 20 main missions, and they have like a few main side missions that are substantial that might have cool bosses, and then they have like just a shit ton of other almost like Chalice Dungeon style shit, right?
Oh, fuck yeah. There's probably almost fucking limitless fucking playtime out of that not anywhere near that we'll get out of it, but... Well, what I do remember from what I picked up on and from what you've been saying is that playing one would be cool too, just to see. First of all, I want to see how it runs because that's always me. I'm the fucking.
That's true too.
The tech guy, but also because of the bosses, right?
Yeah.
That one had some unique bosses, some cool shit.
Yeah.
I remember when that game came out, and I didn't play a lot of it because I was sucked into fucking Counter-Strike at the time, but. I played the first level, and I remember watching a lot of it on YouTube and seeing some of the bosses, and it seemed really cool.
Yeah, it's a neat game, man. And I know a couple of the bosses were added as DLC in Nioh 2 anyways, like one or two of them, but I think it still might be worth seeing. The story's pretty neat too. It's overall a cool game, different locations, you know.
That's awesome. I'm fucking happy to be back into Nioh as like something we can play now and play in the future whenever we feel like, right? Just jump in on slow months and...
Yeah, it's a fantastic game.
You know, it seems like in regards to there not being many AAA releases right now, but like we said, there's just double A releases. There's still stuff to play. It's just
Yeah.
And then even just considering this Nioh collection, there's always something out, right? There's always something.
Back
It's
stuff
just a matter of getting in her, right?
I really like Nioh for the fucking fact that it's very much a Souls-like game, like it's undeniable, but it also does so much with the genre that Souls doesn't do, such that it's definitely its own fucking beast altogether. And
Yeah, exactly.
really like when you ask yourself, why do you make a game like Nioh? The answer is fucking evident from the fucking start. Like, this couldn't be anything else. Like, its main mode of expression is mechanical, right? Like, it's got all these other fucking things going on, but like its martial concept, like its main concern, what it depicts and fucking all of its fucking cutscenes and all that shit, like the way you engage with that is through this elaborate fucking this elaborate combat system. It couldn't be anything else, right? It's great for that reason, Nothing else is quite like it, except for maybe Ninja Gaiden, which
but then Ninja Gaiden doesn't have the same the same wealth of like options of
I guess not.
With
the RPG kind of side of it.
Like it really is its own thing, man. It's
man, it
fucking
is
nuts.
It's cool, man. It's good. I suggest that anybody who's fucking hesitant to pick up Nioh, it's even more accessible than Souls. Like, the fucking conditions for finding help are much more, fucking.
It is a hard game,
right?
but
like,
it's also probably more prone to being broken with certain things.
Yeah,
right?
you could easily make a build you can make a magic build. And your magic build, like, you can get these fucking talismans that people use to make the,
like
you
the fire
debuff
paper,
the bosses.
or
there's
shit
fire
like that,
paper,
right?
yes, but there's ones that sloth talisman
really?
literally breaks the bosses. It makes them so slow they can't even walk. So you can just walk around them and just
just walk behind them.
You can still do that in this game to all the bosses.
Okay,
like,
I gotta
there's
look
ones
into that too.
break it a bit less that just debuff them and buff you, so you can just tolerate a lot of hits.
That's funny.
Yeah, you can definitely make the game easy if you want to.
That's my goal. That's what I'm gonna
And
do.
on top of that, you
home.
can get help really, really easily. There's a lot of these blue graves around that are people's NPCs.
Yeah, I noticed that. You
summon.
can probably just summon a
all
ton
the
of
time,
people. Yeah.
You can get one of those, and also one fucking guy that you summon who's an actual human to help you from shrines, which can be either public or a friend. So it's always easy to get help.
Nice.
Which is nice, yeah.
Is there, if we're playing, can we summon another person
we
too?
can summon, I think, one other fucking NPC, but I don't know about another human.
Oh, we should do it though.
Yeah, we should try.
Just to fucking do it.
You can
Right?
bring any of
Why
those
not?
blue graves there. You can summon them. Yeah.
Sick. We're gonna try that later.
I'm pretty sure you can. It's nice. We'll smash a bit of it tonight.
Fuck yeah, Nioh 2 tonight.
I think I'm fucking good with that. What do you say?
I am fucking good.
Well, it's been a pleasure, and hope to see you guys on Nioh 2. Feel free to check out our website. There's a Connect section where you can find our PSN. Add us and play some Nioh 2 with us. We'll fucking defeat some bosses together and play some, like to call some super circumscriptive Souls-like gameplay. Like, you're playing it and you really feel like in the moment you're the guy swinging the sword, because
Fuck yeah.
your fucking action is in sync with what's going on. It's not at all abstract. It's very concrete, right? It's nice. It's unique and definitely worth checking out, Thank you guys for tuning in, and take care. We'll talk to you next week.
Fuck yeah.